Okay, now 8th graders, the second part of lesson 5.5 is how you take a point, a given point, and write an equation for direct variation. Okay? And here's what you do. If you're starting with 1 and 5, 1 is the x coordinate, and 5 is the y coordinate. And you take those numbers, and you use y equals k times x, and you find the number for k. So, you substitute those numbers in. If you're using this equation, the x is on the same side as k, so this is the x number. So you write that in. And then you write 5 on the other side. And then solve this for k.
So it's k
So you
times
divide by 1.
Let's multiply.
If this was a different number than 1, you don't really have to since it's 1, right? But what you're realizing is that k times 1 is 5. So 5 is the number for k. Alright? And then, once you know what this number is, once you know what k equals, then you write it into this equation and replace the k with 5, and you write it with an x and a y. Okay? Let's take another example. Remember the inches and feet example that we talked about yesterday?
Mhm.
We know that 1 inch equal, or sorry, 1 foot
1 foot
equals
is
12 inches. Oh, there we go.
Hazards.
There we go. 1 foot equals 12 inches, right? And we know that's we can write an equation for direct variation. Right? If x is feet and y is inches, then
So
1/12 is one of our points.
So pretty much x is like in an equation you could put, well, like in other words, the
So-
number of feet equals, no wait, number of feet times 12.
Okay, let's use this process though. So how would you write this into this form?
Let's see.
12 is the y
1
equals k
k times
times
12.
times 1. See, 1 is the x, y is 12.
So up there, 5 is, okay.
Right? The y equals k times x. Okay?
It's confusing because you think that x always goes on the left and y always goes on the right. That's why it's confusing.
Well, you could
So-
write it that way. You could write 1 times k
Yeah, that's
equals
better.
12,
That's better.
right? So k equals 12. Now how would you write that into an equation? Y
K, wait,
equals
K,
12x. Very good. So that is our equation for direct variation.
y times x.
Y equals k times x. Okay? That's the process that I want you to learn how to do. It's cool because you can use this process to write down an equation for then any of those conversions that you learned how to do last year. I remember teaching you in 7th grade how to find those conversions. In your assignment, number 11, you're going to have to do number 11. You're going to do 11 through 21 for today. So
So
number
we pretty-
11.
We don't do 11 in the notebook.
Number 11, it gives you a point, 1 comma 5. Oh, sorry, 5 comma 1. Oops. So, what would you do with that? This is x and this is y.
We have spike.
Now what?
So 5
So we have to use
5
x times k equals y. Or you could write it as y equals k times x.
5 times k equals y.
So then
Five
what?
times k equals 1y.
5 times k equals y.
Well, could you put
Or
5
equals
times
1.
k equals 1?
Yep. 5 times k equals 1. And then we have to solve it for k. So you have to do what?
What?
You really know.
Are you divide?
I want to say
Bailey?
You have to
wait steps.
divide by 5 on both sides.
Good, divided by 5 on both sides.
It is
So k is equal to
1.
1/5.
1/5. Now write the equation.
So 5 times 1/5 equals what?
Use x and y in your equation.
Y,
One,
y
1/5
equals
x
1/5.
equals y.
Good. 1/5 x equals y. Yep.
Does it
Or
really
you can
matter?
write it as y equals 1/5 times x.
You would write the 1/5 x equals y if there were a t-chart. But if there wasn't, couldn't you just put 1/5 times 5 equals 1?
Let's do one more and see if that'll answer your question. Okay?
No.
Number 12. Number 12. -8 comma 10.
Alright,
Put this in.
8 times k
Might as well
equals
work on these with us.
Leave it on the board.
-8 times k equals 10. So x times k equals y.
Times k equals y. So
Divide, well,
first
first,
you put the numbers in.
-8 times k equals 10. Okay, now divide -8 on both sides.
Reduce it to
-1.25.
Whoops, divided by 2 equals 5, and divided by 2 equals 4. Sorry, -4. So k is,
I got -1.25.
leave it as a fraction. -5/4. Now write the equation.
Okay, it is x times -5/4 equals y.
So -5/4 x equals y. Right? Any questions?
Okay, let's do some on the board.
Okay. Now, even the ones you do on the board, you're going to have to put in your notes, so make sure that you write all of these down.